The film begins on a quiet morning as Marion picks up Eddie, a young aspiring writer. It's the day Eddie is set to begin his new job as assistant to Ted Cole, a renowned children's book author. But Eddie is surprised to see Marion, Ted's wife, picking him up herself. From the very first moment, Eddie feels drawn to Marion, and the feeling appears to be mutual. Marion takes him to Ted's house before heading to the hotel where she's staying. Ted introduces Eddie to his literary world and his unusual home. During a candid conversation, Ted reveals that his marriage is in crisis and that he and Marion live apart. Eddie, who deeply admires Ted as a writer, feels honored to be learning directly from him. Ted also shares another aspect of his creative life. Besides writing, he paints, often nude female figures, which deeply disturbs Marion. While staying at the house, Eddie meets Alice, the young nanny of Ruth, Ted, and Marion's daughter. Despite her beauty and charm, Alice shows no romantic interest in Eddie. Meanwhile, Ted begins using Evelyn as a model for his paintings, intensifying the existing tension between him and Marion. One night, Marion catches Eddie reacting with anger. She responds with empathy, telling him it's normal at his age, an unexpectedly compassionate moment. The relationship between Marion and Eddie deepens. They dine together, share confidences, and Marion admits that despite their issues, Ted is a good father. However, she despises his art, especially because he once used images of her for inspiration. Eddie, meanwhile, becomes increasingly emotionally involved. Things take a turn when Ruth finds Marion and Eddie in an intimate moment, causing a traumatic emotional reaction in the child. Ted finds out about the affair and suggests Eddie act as a witness against Marion in a potential custody battle. Eddie refuses and confronts Marion, asking why she stays with Ted. She explains it's for Ruth's well-being. Marion's pain is rooted in the traumatic loss of her two sons in a car accident caused by negligence and drunkenness during a snowy night. One day, Ruth cuts her finger on broken glass while trying to retrieve a photo of her late brothers. Ted blames Eddie for the accident. Later, Marion confides in Eddie her plan to leave for good, taking all the photos of her sons with her. In a twist, she convinces Eddie to take Ted to Evelyn's house to give her time to leave with Ruth. Eddie helps, but Ted notices Marion's absence and confronts him. Eddie finally tells Ted that Marion is gone for good, taking with her all visual memories of their sons. Ted breaks down emotionally and shares the details of the accident. Snow had covered the headlights, the children were drunk, and the younger son, an inexperienced driver, was at the wheel when a truck hit them. Ruth was born afterward, a desperate attempt to ease the pain of their loss. In the ending, Evelyn's former housemaid arrives at Ted's house. After being fired, she is hired by Ted as a cook and nanny for Ruth, subtly rebuilding the family structure after Marion's departure. Eddie says goodbye to Ted and the newly formed family, ending his journey in a landscape marked by emotional devastation, but also with a few threads of hope. The movie is an adaptation of the first third of A Widow for 1 Year by John Irving. Interestingly, Irving also collaborated on the screenplay, ensuring the emotional tone of the original story remained intact. If I were in Eddie's place, I wouldn't have accepted the role of a witness in the custody battle. Getting involved in the legal disputes of a couple in crisis while living under their roof would be reckless and morally questionable. On the other hand, I would have made more of an effort to understand the depth of Marion's pain, a grief that seeps from every corner of the house. The emotional tension and tragicomic moments in this story are reminiscent of the 1979 film Kramer vs. Kramer, where themes of family ties, responsibility, and loss are portrayed with raw and moving honesty, just like here. And now, a question for you. After everything Marion went through, do you think she was right to leave Ruth with Ted, despite all his failings as a husband and father? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out my latest upload. It'll blow your mind. See you there, and take care.